Hi, everybody. It's Sherry Fredericks, and it's so fun to see so many smiling faces on a Monday night. It is our weekly Zoom call. Tonight, our topic is on how to achieve and maintain leadership levels. So I'm excited to get to that. But before we do, we're going to do some victories. And I'm going to message Andrea Loomer because she's going to do the product knowledge. I wonder if she momentarily forgot. So who has some victories? And Twyla, if you want to share, if anybody has any questions for Twyla, how long was your event? It wasn't very long, was it?
No, it started at 5 and was done by 7 or a little after, about 15 after 7, they got finished shopping.
And $500 in 2 hours.
That's
Yeah.
nice.
Nice.
Have you done it before?
This is my 3rd year.
Okay. Well, that's simply amazing.
Yeah.
That's a great victory. Who else has a victory?
I have a victory that's not mine, but I gotta brag.
Sure.
I've got a new consultant who her blast off was kind of small party, and she did it in February, and she decided to join, and her first party had 0 sales.
Oh.
So needless to say, like, this is gonna be interesting. She's rocking it. She made her 3rd segment of Fast Start in the first 5 days of that 2-week period. And she has 11 parties up between now and the 2nd week of May.
Nice.
Oh my gosh. So what did she do?
She's doing totally online, and she had sold something before and it didn't go well. And she messaged all the people that she used to sell with too and said, look, I wasn't good at this because I didn't use the products, but I'm using this and my fiance loves it. And this is what we're going to do to pay for the wedding. And she's rocking it, and she's used to being in home and doing graphic design. So now she said that she's providing me with graphics because I've helped her.
Oh, that's cool. Well, she's got a strong why though, Barb. That's probably part of why she's being successful as well.
Yeah.
Spent some money for the wedding. So that's awesome. We'll get her to sponsor.
Yes, that's what we're working on. In fact, she asked for where more information was, and she's starting to go for it.
Excellent. Well, congratulations on your team member. That's great. Time for one more victory. Anybody else?
I have one. I'm doing a Facebook party with one of my friends, and it is the first interactive Facebook party I have had in all of my years of being in direct sales.
Well, excellent. What did you do differently, or just
I don't know. I think there's one girl in it that's really gung-ho, and everybody's just following her lead. It has 40 members in it. They're all interacting. There's people who, it's about a third that never heard of it, a third that know about it but haven't tried it, and a third that have like it and want to have parties. So I'll probably end up booking more parties from it, and I'm just trying to keep track of everything so I can go back and talk to people. Right now I'm getting the catalogs sent out to people because they want the real thing to see. So I just think it's really interesting. It's so amazing how different it is when you actually have people that are interested and interact with almost every single post that you put out.
Oh, Maxine, that's awesome. Well, good.
Yeah. So I'm really happy.
Yeah, that's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank
Wonderful.
you.
Okay, well, let's move to some announcements. As you know, yesterday started our cooking challenge. I know some of you have already posted. I posted a couple as well, or I guess one. So just remember to use #useourproducts, and then we'll do the grand prize drawing, and it'll be a $50 Visa gift card. So it's really fun to see. It will continue to be fun to see what everybody's sharing. Remember, it just has to be from one of our current meal kits. You can certainly order the meal kit, or you can just go online and get the recipes. So whatever works for you. Tonight we made the sweet mesquite and ale sauce pork pole sandwiches or whatever, and it was very good, very, very good. And because now it's down to just Pete and I have 2 more meals now in the freezer because I just divided it in 2 separate freezer bags, and I took the Cabana buns or whatever the heck they're called, and I froze those. So now I have 2 other meals taken care of. So you kind of gotta love that. So, okay, tomorrow night is a Jane Facebook Live, and I think it's on the Skillet collection, and that's always on the Tastefully Simple Independent Consultant page. So if you want to be inspired, check that out. Some people are even trying to do a party with that. So invite your friends and put it on your business page, your VIP page. Party Palooza. Where is it this year? Who knows?
Cincinnati.
Cleveland,
Cleveland.
Ohio. You were close. You were close. It's the beginning of August. The registration opens April 6th. Now, I told you this last time, or I've been saying it on the team page, if you are going, which we would love for you to go, you should book your flight now. With the situation we have out there in the world, I only think flights are going to go up. So I know some of us are going, like Andrea, I know Lisa's staying a little bit longer, but Wednesday to Saturday, like a late flight out. Sheila, is that what you're doing? Wednesday to Saturday night? What are you doing?
Early Thursday morning to Saturday
Oh, there
night.
you go. Yep, perfect, perfect. Save a little bit on the hotel too. So awesome. Many reasons to go to Party Palooza. So we'd love to see you all there. All right. Any other burning announcements that I should share that anybody wants to share? Nope. Okay. Well, then we're going to move on to the product knowledge segment, and Andrea Loomer is going to share with us. And we just love this product so much that we're doing it 2 weeks in a row, Andrea, because when you offered to do that, I was like, oh, I think Sheila did that last week. But we're excited to hear what Andrea Loomer has to share about the sweet mesquite and ale sauce. Take it away, Andrea.
Hello. So we have been playing with this one at our house. Burgers, steaks. We've mixed it with mayo and created like a mop sauce for your burger, dipping sauce for French fries. Oh my gosh, sweet potato fries is very good with that. So it's been a big hit here. And then today I took an extra hamburger and that it was grilled with the sweet mesquite sauce. And then I cut that up and put it on top of a salad with Vidalia onion dressing. And that was excellent as well. So a good way to remix it the next day.
Excellent. So if someone says to you, Andrea, what's sweet mesquite? What the heck is that? What does that mean?
It's a really good sauce to put on your meats, is what I say.
But what, I mean, really, good answer. You're not gonged out, but no, really, what does sweet mesquite? Is it mesquite? Isn't it like I thought it's like a smoky thing. What does that mean?
It's a smoked flavor. But I mean, I can't discern when I'm tasting it, what is mesquite, what is ale.
Yeah.
It's just a really great blend of flavors. So like if somebody was shy because it sounds smoky, or like if they don't like beer, I would say try it, because I don't think that you could, and maybe, maybe others can, maybe my sense of taste is a little different, but I can't discern. I don't think it's super smoky either.
I didn't think it was either, and I didn't think it was beer-like. So that's why I was just curious. It's awesome. It's fantastic. So any questions for Andrea?
I have a question.
Yeah.
I haven't actually tried it yet. I had a question when Sheila talked about it too. Will either of you try to work it into samples at events? Is it like the item?
You could do it with pretzels. I think you could get a good sense of how it tastes, pretzels. But then again, I don't know. I'm not sampling yet where people have to touch things and dip. I'm sampling things that you can keep them from touching.
Right.
Unless you did like 1 ounce souffle cups, Andrea. I mean, I do think as summer rolls around, Stephanie, and you're the queen of this, does seem like it would be a great one for the grill.
Well, I was thinking like, what about like a meatball, like cook the meatballs, but then do them in separate cups, or individual cups, so they'll not not touching.
Oh, that sounds like too
Yeah.
much work for me, but I would do the 1 ounce 2 flake cups in like a pretzel or something,
Yeah.
so they get
It's
the flavor.
It's like my favorite new product.
It's next on my list, but I have not tried it yet.
It was great on the grill.
That and the TS house sauce, I love that. So, okay, good question. Anybody else have any for Andrea?
Not a question, but I used it in meatloaf. It added some good flavor.
Oh, I bet it did,
Oh.
Renee. Yeah, good idea. Anybody else? Okay, well then we're gonna rock and roll. We're gonna move. Thank you, Andrea Loomer, by the way. I asked you this morning and she's like, sure, I'll do that. We're gonna move on to our topic, how to achieve and maintain leadership levels. So I'm gonna share the screen and we are gonna go into my HQ. So leadership levels. When I think of leadership with Tastefully Simple, I think of, like promoting to copper, bronze, all those different levels. Now, first of all, I just want to show you, do you guys all look, do you ever know about this on the bottom where it says business policies, my account, sitemap? I'm sure you guys use that, don't you? The business policies is always a great place, and we're going to look somewhere else, but like on page 24 and 25, it does talk about, and I think you can right click something, but anyway, it does talk about building your team and the leader requirements, but we're not going to go there. But just to remind you, I think most of you on the call are not newbies, but just business policies, and I always like to think about the sitemap. Oh, I logged out. The sitemap. This is great. And then the user guide. Okay, so we're going to go to compensation and programs and hit compensation. And here it'll show you our leader level requirements. There's personal requirements and there's team requirements. And then as you move up the ladder, the numbers get bigger and the percentages also get bigger. Now you can promote by doing that consecutively each quarter. And just to remind you, in the Tastefully Simple world, a quarter starts at the beginning of the year. So January, February, March is first quarter, April, May, June is second quarter, and so on. Now, you can get paid as a bronze leader. Say you're a consultant, but you just sponsored somebody and she's like killing it, and you sold 500 and she sold over 2,000, you could get paid as a bronze leader for 1 month. So that's kind of cool. But to promote, you would need to do that 3 months in a row, or you can do the cumulative. So we'll jump back down to copper and you can see the numbers there. And then you would promote to copper or bronze. Now, when you promote, oh, there's even a cool little you want to show your team or yourself, you can print this off because it shows you that when you promote to copper, the leader ladder cash bonus, you'll get a $50 bonus. And then you also can get a bonus when team members promote. So that is pretty stinking cute. And then of course, to remind you, on earning trips, you promote to copper, you get 3,000 points, and then help your first line promote to copper, you get 3,000 points. The only glitch is you have to make sure that they remain a copper as of July 1st. So the other really big, I think, cool thing about promoting, obviously the cash and all that, but is you do get Party Palooza for free. And that would be anytime you promote at a new level. There's also bonus opportunities, the brand advocate bonus. And then when you become a gold leader or above, there's the team growth bonus on your first line. So that can be pretty substantial. That's extra money for you. So what questions do you have on promoting? It's kind of confusing sometimes. Anybody have any questions? I have to tell you, it's a heck of a lot easier than what it used to be. I mean, we used to have different structures, and you had to have different leaders.
And you had
Really?
to have a certain number of team members, where
Yes.
now you can have just one person really, and as long as you're hitting these numbers,
100%, Sheila, thank you.
it was so
Yeah.
much harder to have the certain number of consultants versus just the sales requirements.
Exactly, exactly. And you can double promote, you can, I mean, you can, there's no waiting period, right? So, some people have done that.
And you only promote quarterly
Right.
at the beginning of the next quarter.
Yeah.
Can you talk about how to avoid losing your team? Because some new people, I don't think, realize that if you don't have $1,000 a quarter yourself, that your team will go away.
Right. So just to reiterate what Sheila said, if you are copper or above, that's your status. You do need to sell 1,000 and a quarter, or you will lose your team. Now, some people have dropped down to leader, and then when they drop down to TS Perks, they lose their team. I had someone drop down to leader, and she wasn't doing much, but then she dropped down to TS Perks, and she lost her 2 people. So anyway, you want to make sure as a copper or above that you hit 1,000 and a quarter, so you don't lose your team. So good thing to point out.
Sherry, what happens if, I have somebody in my first line who she has people under her. She's
Okay.
probably going to go to TS Perks. What happens to the people that are below her, my line 2 and 3, who are actually doing pretty good? Am I going to lose them too?
No, they'll stay. She will lose them as a team member. She will lose them as her team members. Like I just said, when you drop down
Yeah,
to TS
right.
Perks. But the way it's set up right now, we only have bump ups once a year.
So they
So-
stay on your team, but
They
they stay as your second and third line.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
they don't-
I just don't.
They're not eliminated from your team
No,
entirely.
they're not eliminated. And then, we just had that bump up. I can't remember the official name in January. And I believe it went really well. And I think it is going well. So then if the company feels it is going well, they'll reassess. Then, we'll do it again next year, Barbara, in January or February. And then those people could apply to be on your first line.
Okay. I just don't want to, one of them, her second, my third line, again, was someone who said they were only going to do a discount, and she did really well up until this month, and I don't want to lose her.
Yeah, you won't.
Okay, thank you.
You bet. Good question. Good clarifying question. Any other questions? I always just look it up. I mean, it's like, and I even have like the little chart of like next to my desk that has the cumulative and because I just can never remember. So working with team members, I just have it right over here. So I can keep track of what those numbers are. Because, yeah. Yep, Steph?
I was just gonna say that because there doesn't seem to be a lot of questions, that as a leader, it will probably benefit you if you know where your downline is, because people have been really close and not even known.
Yes, 100%.
They maybe not be interested in sponsoring at the time, or maybe they have a small team and so they don't realize really like how realistic the goals are. And if you do have some sellers, you could have people that are ready to promote and not realize that they're ready. And
100%.
and you can do it with a small team. I mean, like, even from speaking from personal experience, I promoted to gold with a team of 11.
Everybody needs an Amy.
Yeah, so it's like if you have people, I mean, you can get there, but like you might not think like for yourself that you have any questions, but you might have people on your downline that aren't on this meeting that
No. So for
as
sure,
they-
yeah.
and as they bump up at it benefits you too. So
It's a very valid point, Stephanie, and it can happen both ways. I mean, I've had people almost lose their team and then reminded them they need to hit 1,000 in the quarter. And then other people that didn't realize they were so close to promoting, and it's like, oh, wow, that's pretty cool. So yeah, definitely be a good sponsor and see where your team is at. Because like Stephanie said, they maybe don't realize. So thanks, Stephanie. Good point. Anybody else?
I
So,
wanted
like,
to,
oh, go ahead,
sorry,
Sheila.
I wanted to point out too, so say that, you're a copper leader and
Yep.
you drop down to leader because you don't have the team sales to remain copper. So as soon as those sales go back up to copper level, then you will be a copper leader again. You don't, once you drop down, doesn't mean that you won't have that again. It's just a matter of when your team gets those sales again and your personal sales, and then you will re-promote again to that copper leader.
Copper, yep, good point, good point. Yeah. It's much easier than it used to be, like we said. And
Does
sometimes,
everyone, does
Go ahead.
everyone know where your downline report is? Where to find that? Yeah,
do you, Twyla?
oh, you're on mute.
Sheila showed me a different way to get to it the last time. I was just looking on my dashboard and she showed me the other way where you go on.
That you can use the archived old downline report.
Oh,
You
right.
can
And
look
actually
that way too. You just have to make sure you're not including, your personal sales.
Your personal sales. I mean, obviously the dashboard. And then I use I'm sure you guys use the reports. I mean, I use this all the time. So I'm gonna do Brooke Abel. She's not here, but she happens to be my daughter, as you know. And she is not having a real strong month right now, but I know she's got parties this week. But this is a really good spot. She's at 29.97 for the month, which is really unlike her. But as long as she gets to 500, she'll maintain her copper level because her team sales are just over 1,000. And what Sheila and Twyla were talking about, I believe, is archive old downline.
Yeah.
And what were you using that for, Sheila? Just so Twyla could see her team?
Yeah, what was different on this one, Twyla, that you could see?
Could she see one of my, if somebody had ordered,
Oh, yeah, you
I
could
was
do
looking-
it.
I
You
was
could look
looking
at their
up.
order listing. through
Okay,
this
so
one.
we'll pick on Andrea. We'll pick on Sherry Rikamoto because she's not here. So Sherry Rikamoto, I can go to order listing. And oh, look at it. I can see who has ordered.
You just
that's
can't
like-
click on the order to see what they ordered, but you can see
No.
if they're doing parties or
Yep.
if
Yep.
they placed a consultant order or whatnot.
Yeah, so good. So yeah, there's a lot of information on here.
That
For sure.
report that you guys was just on is what has helped me greatly to help new consultants figure out if they're making their segments on their fast start.
Oh,
You
yeah.
can change the dates on it, yes.
Yeah, I agree. That could be a heck of a lot more user friendly. That's hard, especially when you're sponsoring a couple people in a month.
Mhm.
Keep track of that, but yeah, very good. Very good. All right, well, anything else that we want to share? Next week, we have the amazing Sheila Rupert and Amy Whipper talking on the 14-day reset. So I'm excited to learn more about that. Yeah, any comments or anything? I think everybody kind of looks like me, tired.
I have a question.
Okay, Twy.
I had somebody tonight ask me about dressing, salad dressings. The only one I had was the Vidalia dressing. Is there any of the other ones that you guys use for dressings? Because I was drawn a blank.
Avocado oil and balsamic.
Yeah.
And
And
then
I don't
there
usually
are
carry that.
seasonings.
And
I
the
do
citrus-
I make the dill pickle mix, but make it as the dressing. And so far it has kept in my refrigerator. Well, when we didn't have company, it kept for 3 weeks. When we had company, it lasted one meal.
Mm.
But there isn't
So-
a pour on one that we have.
Yeah, it
other
is.
than-
Well, you
Well,
can
that
make,
one,
yeah, you can
yeah.
make that one. I made it in the new, what do you call it? Okay, it's the pour thing.
Shake and pour.
The shake and
Oh,
pour,
yeah.
thank you.
Taken for, yeah.
And it worked really well. So our house, we're gonna get a couple more shake and pours and then they can use it that way.
There you go. Good idea. Twyla, would you see yourself, because you do a lot of events, would you inventory the shake and pour?
I have one, but I don't know if anyone looked at it tonight even, so, but yeah, I would put one or two on my table for that.
It's no longer available, but if you had a customer that you're asking for, if you can find someone that still has the
Really?
balsamic in their inventory, that was a salad dressing.
Oh, yeah, that was good.
I
Yeah, the
stocked
maple-
up on that
well,
one.
And I've had two people request that one, so I have no more of that on hand
I
either,
know,
so.
it was
Okay.
fabulous.
But I wasn't sure about the mango grill or any of those. I was drawing a blank.
Yeah. Good
Spinach
question,
and
though.
herb also makes a good dressing.
How do you make it, Renee? Just like,
I don't remember how, but there is a recipe out there on Tastefully Simple online that gives you how to make it into a dressing.
okay,
So-
good.
It's a creamy one again.
Right.
So a lot of our seasonings you can make into dressings.
True, true.
They're just going to be a little bit more of the creamy style unless you can figure out something with like a vinegar or a balsamic vinegar.
True, true. All right, anything else? All right, well, let me ask you this and then we'll go. Anybody book tons of parties on the booking blitz? We didn't really talk about that in our victories.
Got one,
Better than none.
right?
Hillary
Booked
got
one
two.
tonight.
Yay. Anybody else book a bunch?
This is Barb. I booked 2, but I didn't only try on Friday. The rest of the time I was gardening.
Oh, got it. Well, you got 2, Angie got 5.
And I only got to do it one day too, because I had family home and
Yeah.
yeah, dang it. But I'm still gonna just do it for myself because my
Right, like you don't need a booking blitz, and I find it's almost easier just to do a few a day, or
Mhm.
like just take 15 minutes. And I think I booked 3, but only one for the actual booking blitz because the other one is in May and the other one's in June.
Mhm.
So those didn't count, but you know, you just gotta keep, they count for me. They count for you. So yeah, just keep asking. And what about tasting parties, you guys? I am finding I'm booking more tasting parties, which I want to keep doing online, but I'm excited for tasting parties. Are you finding that? Are you asking for tasting parties? Are you finding yes or no?
I'm
I have
finding people are
one.
asking me.
I have one coming up, so I've started offering both. I just say
Yeah.
either
Yep.
online or in person. And I have one these girls are gonna host together and they're working on getting back to me with a date. So I'm hoping to do more. I have so much fun at those.
Yeah, they really are fun. So, okay, you guys, well, I'm going to call it a night. Good to see everybody, and keep working your business, keep having fun, and we'll see you next Monday night.
Thank you.
Yep, thanks.